Alright guys, so this is my lecture video, so in case you missed class today or whatever reason, you just kind of want to go back and refresh yourself on what we did, that's what this is for, alright? So this is our lesson for today, Intro to Quadratics. Alright, and so we're talking about quadratic equations. And so you remember all the trinomials we did? Well, if we do y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, so if we put those trinomials as in front of a y equals and graph them, we're going to see a U-shaped curved graph called a parabola. All right, and so if any of you have satellite TV, well, you obviously are going to have a satellite outside your home somewhere, and that's called a parabolic dish. And the reason why is because if you take a cross section of that satellite, it makes a parabola. All right, so let's take a look at what we're talking about here. So the very first thing we're going to do is going to take our calculators, going to go into y equals, go to x and plug in this x squared plus 2x minus 5. All right, and we hit graph, and it will graph the equation for us. And so what you can see is that it looks something like this. Okay, it's a little bit off center from the y-axis. All right, and if you can't see it, you can go into zoom, and then it's the very top middle button, zoom, and hit 6 standard, and it will reset your coordinates or your graph there, and you'll be able to see the graph. All right, so next let's do the negative x squared plus 3x plus 7. So negative x squared plus 3x plus 7. All right. Delete anything that you have, and you hit graph. Wait for it. And there it almost goes up to the top of ours, and it's over more to the right, and it's upside down this time. Okay, and so from that, hopefully you can kind of see that if a, or what's in front of x squared, is positive, then the parabola opens up like a smile. So if you're positive, you have a smile on your face. If a is negative, if what's in front of x squared is negative, then the parabola is going to open down like a frown. Okay? So if you're negative, you don't have a smile, you have a frown on your face. Okay? All right, and so there's a couple different properties that all quadratics have. And one thing is they have an axis of symmetry, right? You can see that they're used. So there's a line that if we folded that uh, parabola over, it will be symmetrical. And so the vertical line that divides the parabola into two equal parts, all right, is the axis of symmetry. And there's a formula for that, and it's x equals negative b over 2a. So if you remember from the standard form of the quadratic formula, it's ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So if you take the number in front of x, right, take the opposite sign, and then put it over 2a, you'll get your axis of symmetry. And so x equals some number, it's going to be a vertical line, and that's our symmetry, all right? And so on that vertical line is the vertex, and the vertex is the turning point of the parabola. As you kind of saw back on the other page when we drew our little parabolas, they either had the lowest point, which is a minimum, or they had the highest point, which was the maximum. Okay? And so when A is positive, you're going to have a minimum. When when A is negative, you're going to have a maximum. All right, so let's do a couple of examples here. So number 1 has y equals x squared plus 8x plus 15. Okay, and so they want me to find the axis symmetry. Well, x equals negative b over 2a. All right, and I'm just plugging in to these variables. So x equals negative 8 over 2 times 1. All right, and hopefully you said that's a negative 4. So x equals negative 4. Okay, so because the vertex lays on the axis of symmetry, I know that x is going to be negative 4. Now I need to find my y value. So what is y when it's negative 4, when x is negative 4? So you're going to have negative 4 squared. And remember, if you're using your calculator, you need to use these parentheses, or else you'll get the wrong number. Okay? And so I'm going to put negative 4 squared minus 8 times negative 4 plus 15. And that's going to get me 63. All right, and so hold on. So all right, so let's redo this. I did something wrong. Negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 8 times negative 4 is, it's plus 8. That's what I did. So that's going to be minus 32, then plus 15. And all of that is going to get you negative 1. So negative 4, negative 1 is my correct vertex. All right, and so if I look at the sketch, here's my, or forget that. So if I'm just kind of sketching, okay, my axis of symmetry is x equals negative 4. It's A is positive, so it's going to go up, and the vertex is negative 4, negative 1. All right, let's do some more. So, axis of symmetry. Again, that's x equals negative b over 2a. All right, I'm just plugging in numbers. All right, well, negative b is what's in front of x. So it's going to be x equals negative 10 over 2 times negative 1. Okay, and that's going to be x equals 5. All right, so again, I know vertex lays on the axis of symmetry, so I'm looking, what is y when x is 5? So negative x 5 squared plus 10 times 5 minus 23. And again, you need to make sure you use parentheses to get this right. Because what's going to happen is that 5 squared is 25, and this is going to be negative 25. Then plus 50 minus 23. Okay, so negative 25 plus 50 is 25. 25 minus 23 is 2. So y equals 2. So my vertex is 5, 2. All right. So if I sketch this, here's my axis of symmetry. That's x equals 5. All right. Because a is negative, it opens down. All right. And so my vertex here is 5, 2. Okay. That's all this is. All right. Gonna keep going. Axis of symmetry. Again, x equals negative b over 2a. And this equals negative b is negative 12 in this case, so I got to change that sign. So now it's going to be 12. Alright, I know it says negative b, but since b is already negative, I change the sign. Then 2 times 3, which is 6, and that gets me 12 over 6, which is 2. Alright, so x equals 2 is my axis of symmetry. My vertex lies on my axis of symmetry. And so I'm looking for where y equals 3 times 2 squared minus 12 times 2 plus 5. Okay, so 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12 minus 24 plus 5. Okay, 12 minus 24 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7. So vertex is 2, negative 7. Again, here's my little sketch of it. The axis is x equals 2. The vertex is going to open up, and the vertex is at 2, negative 7. Alright, let's do one more, and I'm going to do 5 here. Alright, so looking for the axis of symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a equals. Alright, so negative 4 is my b. Change the sign, so it's going to be 4. Then it's going to be 2 times negative 1, because there's nothing in front of x except for the negative, so negative 1. 4 over negative 2 is negative 2. X equals negative 2. I had a phone call, probably a robot, so who cares about them. Alright. So then for my vertex, I'm just looking what is my y value when x is negative 2. So negative times negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 minus 2. Okay. So negative 2 squared is 4, but then that negative sign makes a negative again. So it's negative 4 plus 8 minus 2. Well, negative 4 plus 8 is 4. 4 minus 2 is just 2. So vertex is negative 2 over 2. Here's my little sketch. My x-axis is x equals negative 2. My parabola is opening down. And the vertex is at negative 2, 2. Alright guys, so you can complete the rest of this. And that's all we really went over for today. See you later.